At the wedding ceremony, the princess was thrown to a dragon by her prince as a surprise twist. At this moment, she was plummeting down. Falling, she wondered, what's the prince thinking? A branch cushioned her fall, she floated on, confused. Completely clueless, she screamed for help, unintentionally waking up a sleeping monster. Nearby, she noticed the charred remains of a former lady. Realizing she was in big trouble, a ferocious dragon appeared, breathing fire. In a panic, the princess sprinted to the safety of the cave. She desperately wanted to escape, but her dress seemed to turn into a demon, tangling her feet, until the flames threatened her heels. She struggled to dodge the flames, but got her right leg burned. Despite almost crying from the pain, she held her breath, hoping the dragon wouldn't notice her. After confirming the dragon was taking a break, the princess pulled out a knife from her bosom, expertly slashing her claws to bandage her burn. Lighting her oil lamp, she illuminated her path, though the cave suddenly narrowed, forcing the princess to inch forward like a reluctant snail. Filled with hopes of an escape, she slipped into a frightening crevice she didn't see coming. She struggled, desperately trying to grab anything that might save. She ultimately fell, but fortunately, the drop wasn't too harsh, allowing her to escape death yet again, albeit losing her glimmer of hope. Feeling defeated, she groped her way ahead, thankfully spotting a faint glow from the rocks that offered a sliver of hope. Her belt got stuck, and after a quick adjustment, she jumped only to find herself off target. Sliding down a slope fast, she was lucky her belt snagged in a crevice, buying her precious time. Fumbling for her knife, she wedged it into the crack, slowly climbing up, and was shocked to find glowing bugs before her. Secretively, she wrapped the bugs in her sleeves, using their weak light to find a water source and gulped down a refreshing sip. Unfortunately, it tasted like chew-bottom water. Then she saw droplets falling. Was it rain, or heaven crying? She opened her mouth to savor this rare delicacy, but didn't notice the ice above melting fast. Suddenly, the familiar burning sensation hit her. No, here comes the... Quickly, she squeezed into a neighboring cave while the dragon taunted her. You're safe for now, but soon I'll be flying with those ashes. Inside the cave, the princess spotted names carved in the wall and realized she wasn't the first lucky one to be here. This made her realize she was just another link in an ancient ritual, soon drifting into a deep sleep, dreaming of the girls who met the same fate. Suddenly, a nightmare jolted her awake along with a stinging pain. The glowing bugs had taken over her wound, and she hurriedly... To her amazement, the wound had healed miraculously. To verify, she placed the bug on her arm, shocked as it healed rapidly. Next, the princess discovered ancient escape maps on the wall and, following the directions, finally found her way out. She found the fallen bridal gem, looked up to see a glittering crystal path, and gazed at the crown hopefully. Believing someone had escaped before, she boldly ripped her clothes and bound them around her limbs for a swift getaway. Skillfully using the crown as a handhold, she climbed valiantly upward, nearing the exit only to be met with a sudden shatter of the... Fortunately, the crown saved her in time, averting disaster. She climbed on, surprised the dragon didn't attack. At last, she reached the exit. Joy filled her heart, only to realize she was standing on the edge of a cliff after all her efforts, still trapped. At that moment, the dragon lunged toward the cave entrance, hungry for the princess, but thankfully she reacted quickly and evaded its claws. She collapsed, so not safe here. On the wall, and realized it. No one had ever escaped here. A shout suddenly broke silence, drawing the dragon's notice as it flew back to its lair. It was her father leading a search for her. The dragon wasted no time starting a hunting game, leaving just her father in a lonely battle. Sadly, her father couldn't defeat the dragon. Seizing this chance, the princess found another exit with dim light. Gazing at the scene ahead, she started to realize that everything the king said was a lie, concealing the sins of their forefather. They had callously slain the dragon's 3 hatchlings, and the princess let out a sigh of melancholy.